Hivi sasa kuna chama cha madaktari humu nchini ambapo kaimu katibu mkuu wa chama hicho Daktari Mwachonda Chibanzi anazungumza hivi sasa. Hebu tusikize kauli yake.
The issue had been sorted. Remember, the regulatory bodies, and for us there is the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council and the Pharmacists and Poisons Board, have issued passes that have barcodes that can be verified. Unfortunately, the police are still acting with brutality and using excessive force. This is an act of hostility against healthcare workers who are deemed and are supposed to provide essential healthcare services. In view of that, as KMPDU, we have today morning resolved that for the safety and protection of our healthcare workers in that region, they shall go back home until such a time that the relevant authorities implementing this directive shall feel that doctors are important to serve Kenyans in this country. Unemployment, we are all aware of the adverts that went out. It's been now 2 weeks. We are still at the same position. We do not have engagement. There's been no engagement in terms of employment and training, and it is important that doctors and other healthcare workers in general be hired promptly, trained to be able to go and support the current health workforce that is there on the ground. Remember, this workforce is trained. In fact, what is happening and what we are seeing in most counties is that level 2 and 3 facilities which serve at the community level are being closed down so that these workers can now serve in those isolation and treatment centers that I've seen being set across the country. That is not the way to go. If we go that way, what will happen is that we are leaving the communities unattended. And communities and Kenyans still deserve to be served normally the way they are normally served, even in the context of COVID-19. Further, we note that there are still pending industrial disputes despite our attempts and efforts to have these issues resolved. We are glad that today the Court of Appeal is going to give a ruling on the Kirinyaga court case and the industrial action in Kirinyaga, and we hope that it shall be a favorable ruling so that the workers who went out initially due to issues around occupational safety and health, and when at that point in time when certain workers had actually contracted diseases such as hepatitis, they were unprocedurally dismissed. These same issues, occupational safety and health, and even CBA implementation was seen in Laikipia counties, and we still urge that this is the time to embrace collaborative efforts. This is not the time to fight healthcare workers. Fighting healthcare workers at this point in time is going to be very counterproductive in this war of COVID-19. We understand our duty to this country, but let us also not push healthcare workers to the corner to the extent of them taking extreme measures. We do not want that. And finally, all these issues of employment, training, have been marred with conflict between the two levels of government, and even the directives given would have been easier implemented in this country if we had a Health Service Commission, one central authority that handles all healthcare workers in terms of employment, deployment, training, and equitable distribution across the country. I think we need to note, and it's important, that at this time we realize that healthcare is important to this country. We have seen what it has done to the economy, not just in Kenya, but across the globe. And that the health workforce is a scarce national resource in this country. In view of that, let us take the measures to ensure that this scarce resource is well taken care of, and is facilitated to do its work.
Ni Daktari Mwachonda Chibanzi hapo akizungumza. Yeye ni kaimu katibu mkuu wa chama cha madaktari humu nchini, akiwa anaeleza tu jinsi ambavyo kama chama wanataka kuona mikakati zaidi ikiwekwa kuwalinda madaktari katika wakati huu ambapo wako katika mstari wa mbele kupambana na virusi vya corona.